Gamerinos! Nice opinion. Did a YouTuber give that to you? By Gazpacho1. I like that name. Isn't gazpacho like Spanish for like a soup or something like that? I have no idea. But what I do know is that this is definitely an S tier insult. I am a big fan of this level of slander. You know, I'm a football fan. I love me a bit of slander. I think this is easily one of my favorite pieces of slander because not only is it true, it's funny at the same time. And I think we're all kind of guilty of it sometimes, of falling for this trap, myself included. So I'm curious to see what Gazpacho could add to the conversation. So without further ado, brother, take it away.
Attention. If you or a loved one has been shown this image, you may be eligible for financial compensation.
Yeah?
This here is a rare image linked to ego crippling, embarrassment, and getting ratioed. You may have been exposed to this image on YouTube, Reddit, and even Twitter. Please don't wait. Call 444 for a free reality check. So the other night,
I'll log that right now.
This video's been on my back burner. I was playing Marvel Rivals with one of my cohorts in a Discord call, and I stated how I really liked Black Panther, but I didn't like how he isn't a very good character in game. In which they replied by saying they didn't like the Black Panther movie, and I simply said, "Well, did you watch it?"
And they said no, but they watched the video.
They did not watch it. And then
Oh, isn't it a sad day when you find out your friend is one of those? That's fun. Bro, I don't think I've ever had like a friend washed moment like that. Fuck. I'd actually be genuinely like a little bit embarrassed if my friend had like a nice opinion, did a YouTuber give it to you moment. Do you know what I mean? Like a little bit. I'd be like, you're really gonna like pass off that opinion as your own? Bros, you can't be doing that, you know? You can't be doing that, lads.
You have no doubt seen this edited image from Spider-Man before. I know that because I literally just showed it to you. Keep up. The original line reads, "That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?" Immediately started this video with the homophobia. At least it's kind of funny. And the
it was 2000, was it 2000? Yeah, this is the kind of joke that was kosher back then, I suppose.
Third one being, "That's a cute opinion, did a YouTuber give it to you?" But why does this image exist? Most of you dungeon crawlers will probably recognize this as a reaction image. When you don't want to actually formulate an argument but still want to be correct online, you can throw one of these below whoever you're attacking and immediately turn them into a straw man and you as the always correct base Chad that you are.
And I'm gonna be honest, chat, I would have it no other way. Like, a lot of people will cry out and say, internet discourse is so cooked and everything is so mean. But I'm just like if you're trying to have like genuine discourse amongst anonymous people on the internet, I think that's just kind of your, I feel like it's just kind of your own fault. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just kind of your own fault. I don't necessarily blame you because like, I was once an idealistic 20-year-old who thought I could change the world with my opinions. And then I grew up and realized, yeah, the real world isn't like that, bitch, okay? So for me, I'm just like, I'd rather have my fun in the mess than try to clean it because Lord knows it's never getting clean.
Throughout the years of the internet, dozens of reaction images have been created to all suit different types of niches. See something that makes you a little upset? Boy, is there a variety of funny images to choose from. See something that makes you happy? Someone's art you wish you could make out with? Something that gives you disgust? These basic emotions have no end to how different reaction images can represent them. But then we start getting a little bit more specific with reaction images that can really only fit specific interactions. This image of Gustavo from Breaking Bad saying, "I saw what..."
This is one of my, it's an all-timer. I think this has to be an all-timer, right?
What you deleted. You're never going to guess what scenario that would be used in. Did somebody see your post and make it about them? Here is a very specific image of Bugs Bunny.
Oh, actually, no, this post wasn't about you, but hey, oh, this is nasty. Oh, this is nasty. Oh, if I got hit with one of these, I'd fucking cry. I'd actually just quit. Like, this is nasty. That is actually nasty. Holy shit. That's a generational fucking reaction image, honestly.
You get the gist. I think the only people who don't understand the concept of a reaction image is my 65+ audience.
Good of you to help them.
The Spider-Man image here is one of those incredibly niche ones. But despite how incredibly specific it is, I see it used way more than you would think. But how is that? Why would somebody else just steal the opinion of some random YouTuber? You really think someone would do that? Go on the internet and tell lies?
I think we touched upon this earlier, but I'll just reiterate it once more. I think it's just one of those things where I think, firstly, if I'm going to steal, man, it's one of those things where it's with so much media out there and like so many YouTubers like out there for people to watch. I think it is genuinely fair for you as somebody to go, okay, I'm probably not going to watch this movie, but instead I'm going to watch this review and let this review kind of formulate my opinion. I think the issue comes from the fact that people will happily recite buzzwords or buzz phrases that they heard from a video without any sort of like understanding of where the analysis came from. Does that make sense? That's the issue. And obviously that happens when you've got like impressionable teenagers who think they're all smart and all that, which is most of the people on this side of the internet. And of course you've got the anonymity of the internet where people think they're hot shit. Do you know what I mean? Like buzzword bears. I think that's why. I think naturally, it's one of those things that I don't think is wrong when it happens on a normal sense, because that's just kind of what happens. Like whenever, like for example, that War of the Worlds film, right? I've not watched the War of the Worlds film. I watched Shifrilis's video, and he said it was like the worst thing ever made, but it was also really funny. So I'm just gonna take his word for it. Does that make sense? Like I was never gonna watch it, but I now know that it's bad. But I'm also cognizant of the fact that I got it off him. You know, I'm not gonna say it's my opinion. It's his that I've kind of taken for my own, I suppose. I heard another YouTuber use the phrase "fundamentally flawed" and it made me laugh. It's pretty funny, isn't it? I love the presentation. I do like the presentation of this video as well. Is it like, this looks like a real set that someone drew an animated image on, if that makes sense. That's what this looks like. It looks like it's a real. This doesn't look CGI, does it? Well, Mr. You did what the video is making fun of. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you hey, brother, you keeping up? I said there's valid instances where you can just absorb a YouTuber's opinion and make it your own. As long as, one, you're cognizant of it, and two, you're... Because obviously, like, what else is reading someone's review? Do you know what I mean? Like, what else is there? Like, if I watch someone's review on a thing, and it formulates my opinion, yeah, technically the person gave me that opinion, but... That's just how it works, right? Like, I'm sure there's things that I've talked about that you guys have never interacted with that you now have an opinion on because I told you, right? It's not CGI. Yeah, it looks really cool, actually, if it's crafted.
The answer is yes, of course, or else the image wouldn't exist. But why are so many people nowadays just taking the word of YouTubers as fact?
Teenagers.
I definitely feel like there's a lot of factors going into this, but I think one of the most prevalent ones is every person with no attention span's favorite pastime. The multi-hour YouTube video essay. Just don't look at my channel if you wouldn't mind. You won't find anything that invalidates my next point, trust me, bro. Have you ever been in that situation where you just hate having to go without entertainment for half an hour while you complete some menial task? A YouTube video essay is sure to fill that.
Yeah, I too like to load up a YouTube video when I'm eating dinner, yes.
Void. Most video essays that focus around some type of media, like shows, movies, games, are usually of the comprehensive review sort, going over every little nook and cranny of whatever they're discussing. But regardless of their time, usually falling somewhere shorter on the length of whatever is being discussed.
$2.71 to fix the low support. Can we do a reaction image tier list?
I mean, if someone makes it, I'll do it, but I'm not making it myself, if that's what you mean. Thank you for the too. I've seen Zack Snyder fans bring up YouTubers who negatively review Superman as to why it sucks without watching it. Yeah, that's when you know you're cooked. Once you get into that level, that's when you know it's cooked.
So a lot of the time, people who are only half interested in what is being discussed will watch these and internalize them as their own opinions, without actually going out and watching or experiencing the source material. We all know that one person who watched a CinemaSins video on a movie and immediately wrote it off as sucking, despite...
Good fucking... I'm so glad I don't know this archetype of person, I'll be real with you. I'm so glad. I sadly went through a little bit of a CinemaSins arc like 8 years ago, and I'm ashamed of it, okay? I'm ashamed of it, gamers. I really am.
Their entire job being needlessly nitpicking something for the sake of comedy. Now, why would somebody do this? Who would just want to steal somebody else's opinion and run with it? The answer is a lot of people. You see, when a lot of these videos can reach into the several hour mark, most just go off and assume that the video was well researched without fact checking everything. I mean, if it's that long, it's gotta be right.
Yeah, I think that's also another fact. I think, like, obviously with me, I'm sure for most of you guys have been watching me for long enough, you know that I'm naturally skeptical. Whenever someone makes a claim, inside my head, I'm immediately like, source. I'm like those birds in Finding Nemo when instead of going mine, I'm like source. More often than not, I'll trust but verify. But like, if you can show me a source, why wouldn't you? Why are you not? Why are you hiding the source? Where's the source? But I think most people just aren't naturally that skeptical, unfortunately, which is a shame because I think the world would be a better place if people just were that skeptical. Shouldn't that be everyone? I think it should. It should be, but like it sounds extremely egotistical when I say that, you know what I mean? I have enough self-awareness to know that that's probably something I shouldn't just say. But yeah, at the same time, I do think people should generally be quite critical of the media they consume, definitely. And I do think, especially I think, I don't think I have an experience with this, but I don't doubt there's been people out there, and probably someone who will watch this video on Sir Moresty, hello, who's probably like watched the video on something, seen the opinion, and then interacted with themselves, and they have the other opinion. Does that make sense? Like, I'm almost certain that's happened with me. I actually have an example. Ocarina of Time. The amount of times I was told this is like the best game ever made, and I was like, oh, gee willikers, the best game ever made is getting ported to the 3DS. Let me play it. And then I played it, and I'm like, I mean, it's good, but the best thing ever made, lads? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I feel like if you didn't overhype this, I probably would have enjoyed it more, you know? And I'm almost certain the same thing has happened with YouTube. And that's why I've got so much skeptic. I think literally Ocarina of Time changed my brain chemistry. Because that was like the first and last time I genuinely like listened to like the general zeitgeist. Like, I'll bear that in mind. Like, if enough people say something's good, then I suppose it's good. But like, I'm not co-signing it unless I've played it myself. That's just what I do now. Happened when we Sword and Shield. I was doing a HGSS. Same. Yeah, literally, that's just what happens. So yeah, I think if you've ever had that experience, I think you should be like naturally a bit skeptical of it. And same with him in Mario 3. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. Wait, are you a Mario 3 hater? Fucking base, let's go. So yeah, a common Odyssey Central W, amazing. But yeah, like, it's one of those things that like, I feel like once it's happened to you once, you should be at least naturally skeptical. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't watch every single video and want every single fucking claim verified all the time. That'd be exhausting, right? But more often than not, I feel like you should back up your claims enough where you have positioned yourself as a bit of an authority, so I can take your later claims that don't have evidence at face value, you know? Like, for example, let's say teachers, you know, like your teacher teaches you something and like it turns out, you know, oh shit, 2 + 2 does equal 4. Like, you're less likely to go like, to question them further once they start explaining more things to you. I think that's how it should work. You should build up a level of trust with evidence so that if you don't use it, then people are less likely to doubt you, you know? The most solid conversations happening on yesterday's Moresty VOD. We'll check that out after, okay? We've got a bit of drama Monday. But we'll watch this first. That happened to me a few times, which I almost go to every game with a neutral mindset. That's important. It's an important thing to do. I really believe it is. Ocarina Time is a perfect example of a game including myself. The game's great, but it's not 10 out of 10. But yeah, literally. I was told it's literally the perfect game. I'm not even joking. I was told it's the perfect video game. And I'm just like, it is a above average to at the most good puzzle game. That is the most I'll give Ocarina of Time. That is a good puzzle game. That's it, really. But anyway, let's continue.
Nobody would just go on the internet and tell lies, right? Honestly, that isn't an invalid opinion to have. Who would be so dedicated to a topic but somebody who is dedicated to a topic? If you are passionate about something to a degree of making a video that's several hours long about it, you must know what you're talking about, right?
100%.
Here is the most popular video on my channel.
You know the rules.
And so do I. Thank you so much, Dossel.
Movie Bob and his crimes for gaslighting Mario.
So it's Movie Bob for Mario 3, Nathaniel Bandy for Mario 64, official Nintendo Magazine, the UK version for Ocarina of Time 3D. Like, how many crimes have we got, gamers? How many crimes? Like, if I'm going to be a criminal, it's going to be that I gaslit my entire audience to believing Metroid Dread is a fantastic video game, which it is. So that's not gaslighting. I'm not doing it. It is a fantastic video game. So you guys should fucking play. Yeah, John trying to Mario Kart 64. What's it? Who else? Frying Pan Sam and Mario Kart Tour. I feel like there's a bunch of criminals. There's a bunch of criminals out there, you know what I mean?
It is 4.5 hours long, covers the entirety of Red vs. Blue, and here is everything I got wrong. I incorrectly stated the game currently on screen is Doom, when in fact it is the Bungie game known as Marathon. This character here goes unnamed for a while, but later gets named Kakaina, which isn't brought up into one of the final seasons of the show, so I just say she's never named. I falsely state that the helmet muffle effect layered over all of the dialogue in the show is because they had bad microphones, when in reality one of the voice actors just did all of the recording over the phone, and that's why they did it that way. All of the different AI in the show have key personality traits that they represent, which I got most of incorrect. I said that the same writer for the first 13 seasons left at season 10, and probably another dozen mistakes I just forgot about. But this video is so long. What do you mean I got so much wrong? I mean, sure, it was long, but it was poorly researched, so length doesn't really equate to anything here. And that's why length is a poor metric to go off to judge quality. It's my video with the most views. It's my video that is the longest. You would expect it to be the highest quality, but it simply isn't.
It's just one of those things that it's just natural. I think it's just one of those natural things. You see a video that's long, you just naturally think, oh, it must be well researched. I don't think people are necessarily wrong for this. I don't think he's saying that either. I'm just saying. I should gaslight my audience to believing Sonic Adventure is better than Mario 64. Yeah, I don't think it's happening, brother. I'd argue the game in your case must be Super Circuit, although granted it worked for me. Fucking A. Yes, gamers. Super Circuit is actually really fun once you get used to the controls, okay? Shut up. Thank you so much, Tupid Zedia. Oh my god, I'm sick.
Do you plan on streaming Hades 2? As the 1.0 release is apparently soon.
If it's coming to console, I was waiting for it to come to console. As soon as it comes to console, yeah, I'll stream it. Probably on Twitch, but yeah, I'd stream it 100%.
Only way to judge quality is you yourself judging it. Fact check people when they say shit, or else you'll internalize opinions that are just wrong.
I said the same
now
thing!
You're spreading lies on the internet. Now, hold on a second. What about video essays that are longer than the source material? Why would somebody want to go out of their way and watch someone discuss something when they can just watch it for themselves and form their own opinions? Well, you see, this is why.
And today we go back to retrospectively review and compare elements of 3 of Nintendo's...
I mean, we're all just kind of guilty of this, isn't it? We're all kind of guilty of this. Even I do this, you know what I mean? Like, when I was playing Battlefield 6, was it yesterday? When I was playing like, one last bit of the open beta, I also had a video running in the background. I don't remember what it was on, but like, yeah, it's just one of those things you just kind of do. Like, especially when it's a chill game. Obviously, when I'm playing like God of War, I don't have anything in the background. I normally wear my headphones to indicate, okay, Mister, you gotta lock in. Okay, you gotta lock in. But like when I'm not wearing headphones, like, yeah, I got sound in the background, boy. I got sound in the background.
sports titles.
Don't fucking judge me, you do it too. Doesn't watching a 1.5 hour movie take so much effort? Why would I want to do that when I can maximize my free time by listening to someone talk about the same thing while playing a video game or taking care of some other task? I have absolutely no source on this and I'm going off of straight vibes, but I am certain that's how most people consume video essays.
I would say you're not necessarily bad in your assumption. Personally, I think you have a big enough audience where you probably could have done a poll, just a spitball. What do you guys do? Like, would you say that? Hang on, let's repeat the claim again.
On this and I'm thing while playing a video game or taking care of some other task. I have absolutely no.
Do you usually watch like a video essay when like to multitask? Generally, I would say that I tend to. Although I don't really watch a lot of video essays these days. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of just fell off video essays. Mainly these days, I just watch ranking stuff or Benjamin, one of the two. I think I try to watch them on their own. Sometimes depends. I do. Yes, no. That's been my life for a while. Me at work right now. All right, Stan, I'm telling your boss off you, okay? I probably will in the future. Yeah, I would say I generally tend to. Like, also, I did the dishes this morning, and like, yeah, I had a video in the background when I was doing the dishes. Yeah, because I think it's one of those things where I think, as he said, people just want to like maximize their time. Like, especially these days, like between most people having to like have a job and like a side gig to keep themselves afloat, people just want to like maximize their time, you know? So even if like you didn't have to, even if you could just watch the video and play the game separately, I think most people want to max out their time. Like even I don't necessarily have that much free time these days. So I like to maximize them whenever possible, you know? I don't watch video essays often. When I'm usually playing a casual game or I'm super familiar with all listening. Yeah, usually what COD and video essay, diabolical combination. I used to try and watch them on their own. VODs and less produced stuff as usual I have in the background. True. That's what my third channel's good for, guys. You should subscribe. Honestly, the video essay I watch on there is Paris Nichols' Darkwood one. Anything else I generally have in the background. I think I watched his Petscop one on its own because I started putting on the background but it got really interesting, so I started watching it on its own. Yeah, I think most of us kind of do this, I'd say.
Source on this and I'm going off of straight vibes, but I am certain that's how most people consume video essays. People do it to mine, I've done it to video essays of my own friends. Let's be real for a minute. I mean, yeah, I only spent hundreds of dollars on these visuals and spent an entire day making this set. How about you go back to strip mining? This ties into a different point I'll get into later.
Oh, so it is a set. Interesting, okay.
But a lot of people have a tendency to throw a video like this onto the background just to give their brain something to do while they perform a trivial task. Now, nothing's wrong with this, but the second you start taking these opinions you internalize while getting a victory royale as fact is about where it becomes a problem. It just goes back on what I was saying a second ago.
Well, yeah, because it's bad enough that you're already watching a video and absorbing its opinion and internalizing it on your own, but you're gonna watch a video that you're half paying attention to and absorb that. Oh, that's even worse. Like normally when I watch a video essay, so I could like learn something interesting or like, you know, do something like that. I'm not like trying to watch a video essay to like form my like actual opinion, because I'll watch it myself. Obviously, like for me it's a bit different because like I'm like a review guy, so it behooves me to interact with anything that I'm going to review. But I think most people just don't do that. Like most people don't have like the extra like gumption to like take that step forward and do that, which is unfortunate, really. Having a video on in the background while grinding JRPG is such a goated strat. Yeah, that's why you should play games that don't involve grinding. Grinding sucks. N64 is the most overrated console. True, honestly, you're not fair. We weren't talking about that, but yeah, true, honestly. I agree.
Watching long-ass videos to fill space in your head isn't an issue. It only becomes an issue when you start using it as a replacement and taking other people's opinions as your own. Like and subscribe if you only agree with me after I've said something about it. Look, I have tried to watch a movie while playing a game like Minecraft, and it doesn't work.
It doesn't,
So I understand somebody who wants to be double entertained, seeing this as the easiest option. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I meant to say the laziest! Internalizing opinions through both of these means just makes it easy for misinformation to get spread. Watch my hour and 15 minute 30-minute long video about why Minecraft isn't as good as Terraria, and my opinion is now yours. You don't have to put in any of the brain power that is required to make an opinion, just listen to me, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I could just sit here and lambast my older videos all day, but there is a significantly stronger and more prevalent example of this exact thing. The most infamous example of a video that spreads misinformation, you probably saw this coming if you're in the video essay space.
Which one?
Lily Orchard's Steven...
Oh, man. Actually true. Holy shit. This is like, unironically, probably like the worst video essay actually ever made. Now, this has come from someone who literally, I watched the entire series of Steven Universe just so I could watch this video. And this woman was absolutely not cooking. Do you know what I mean? Genuinely one of the worst videos I've ever had the misfortune of watching, honestly.
98 Taiwan dollars.
Thank you so much, Saul. Listen, I like TWD, okay, me and my best friends, right? But yeah, this is literally like the worst thing ever fucking made, I'll be real with you. She has a hidden talent and she needs it to stay hidden. Holy shit. Because Steven Universe, while it's not like the best show ever made, it is a pretty damn solid show. I would say great even. I would say like a solid like 7.5 to 8. Bearing in mind that for me, I use the whole scale, by the way. I don't just like average out of 5. So like I actually use 1s, 2s, and 3s. So for me to give it a 7.5 to 8 is a pretty good score. Because one of the things I really liked about this is that Steven's like whole thesis of using non-violence is something he commits to like very strongly, even at the detriment of everyone around him. And I think it's actually quite interesting to see how he grows and tackles and wrestles with that. And I think it's really, really interesting. And it has a movie and a future series as well, which is quite nice. I think it's all around it. I think if you do have the time to watch it, I would say, yeah, give it a watch, 100%. I've never seen this show yet. I can't go 5 seconds without seeing a video on why I have videos select. I would say, yeah, if you're looking for like a decently good show to watch, I'd say give it a watch. Yeah, definitely. It's the worst video. Steven Universe does have major flaws, but I still think it's a good show. I don't know. I'd love to know what the flaws are. I just really liked it, to be honest. But,
Universe video. What can be said that hasn't already been said? This video masquerades itself as an in-depth review of Steven Universe, when in reality, it's 2 hours of propaganda trying to make you hate a person who did nothing wrong.
True, literally.
I think I didn't actually watch the video for this one. It spreads lies, misinformation, and when it's trying to do actual analysis, it gets it wrong. If this was uploaded today, it would get immediately lambasted as the borderline hit piece that it is. But this wasn't posted today, and for way too long cemented how people viewed Steven Universe, despite the fact most of it was incorrect. But that fact doesn't matter, does it? It was 2 hours long, so people took it as gospel. People who had seen the video had now been turned against the show they hadn't even seen. And because of how popular it got, public reception of Steven started to sway. Steven Universe began to be seen as nothing but cringe and poorly written when it's neither of those things. Yeah. Probably, you should go out and form your own opinion. That's what I'm getting at.
No, I did, and I think it's pretty damn solid.
Misinformation started spreading that opinion, and then people who hadn't even seen the video started.
The show seems so harmless. I don't know why I get. You know, it's literally just harmless. Like, it's like what would I compare it to? It's like if the boomer equivalent, because obviously Steven Universe is a bit of a Zoomer show, right? Obviously way past my time. It'd be as if like somebody made a 2-hour hate video essay on like fucking. What would it be? What's like a harmless like 90s 2000s cartoon? Like I don't know, like fucking Ed and Eddie. Do you know what I mean? Like if somebody made like a 2-hour why Ed and Eddie's like the worst show ever made, I'm like, it's literally just a show where some kids just want jawbreakers, so they scam the neighborhood kids with their schemes, but they almost always get their comeuppance in the end. That's literally the conceit of I've literally told you the entire conceit of the show. There is nothing more deeper than and it's probably one of my favorite cartoons ever made, because I think it's geniusly written, and the sound design is excellent. Easily the two best things about that show. Yeah, is the most audio quality? Audio quality's fine, okay. Like Teen Titans, literally, it's just I don't get it. It's weird. It's weird, honestly.
Dunking on the show based off of the misinformation from a video they.
It'd be like misinterpreting Kim Possible as a man hate. Honestly, literally this. Like, it'd be misinterpreting Kim Possible as a man hating extremist show when like low key Ron is like the best part about the show. I love Kim Possible, don't get me wrong, and I think she's a good character. But like Ron is low key like the goat, you know what I mean? He's like low key the goat in that show. Him and Rufus. Yeah, I live for their scenes.
Didn't watch. I would know. I was one of those people. This video serves to show what is just about the worst case scenario for a video of its kind. This right here is why it's important to form your own opinions instead of just listening to what other people have to say. Because other people's opinions are just that. other people's opinions. It doesn't matter how much research it looks like they did or how thorough they are. At the end of the day, you should be the final say in what you like.
Which is why I always encourage, see you later, Bench, which is why I always encourage people who want to disagree with me to disagree with me. I would never in my life ever discourage people from disagreeing with it. If you genuinely think that something I said is dog, and you have reasoning to believe that it's dog, fucking call me out on it, bro. I love that shit. I love it. I really, really do. Because either one, I get to chud dunk you, which is funny, or two, you've genuinely given me something that's pause for thought, and I can formulate a better opinion. It's literally a win-win. Getting called out on your nonsense is literally a win-win scenario. You either dunk, or you have a new vector to form a new opinion on. It's literally perfect. There's literally nothing wrong with it, ever. Unless you're an ego-ass maniac, which I'm not. I like to pretend I am, but like I'm just like I welcome the idea of someone proving me wrong. I genuinely love it because it means I get to have a better opinion. And if you proving me wrong makes my opinion in the future stronger, amazing, honestly. On lesser note, can we finally put an end to the whole episode equals lesser narrative? Episodic equals lesser narrative? Yeah, we got to put that one to bed, don't we? I think the reason I never got to fully watching Steven Universe is because the concept and overall narrative seemed a bit derivative compared to the likes of the Adventure Time. And the narrative seemed a bit derivative. I don't know, I just kind of liked its overall committal to non-violence and where the story takes that theme constantly. I just found that was very interesting. You're talking to a guy who loves stealth video games. I love any video game where I don't have to kill anyone. Hitman, I just have to kill the target, that's it. Undertale is obviously the most prevalent example. You can just go around and never kill anyone. Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2, you can stealth the entire game. And you could, even the people you have to kill, you can find an alternate way to kill them. Either you can make them fall somewhere, you can give them like a high dose of electroshock therapy. Things where you'd supposedly have to be lethal but don't, easily some of the most interesting forms of media to me. And in a show like Steven Universe, that was the thing that got me kind of interested in the later episodes, because like Steven is really committed to not being violent, like almost to a detrimental degree as the show like continues, you know. Peaceful doesn't come back to bite in the ass, but it can help. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's something that as the show obviously starts off kind of like slow and establishing all the characters, but once you properly get into it, like it kind of runs with that theme a bit, and I really like it for that. Favorite gem? I'm gonna be basic bitch and say Garnet. Garnet was my favorite.
But damn,
or specifically like Ruby and Sapphire. I like Garnet, but I like them two separate as well at the same time.
These make it seem enticing to believe them. For the next part of this video, we need to talk about every YouTuber's favorite topic. Give me an A, give me an L, give me a...
algorithm?
Yeah, I'm sorry, we need to talk about the YouTube algorithm. Which of these two titles do you think you are more likely to see
Obviously, yeah, the algorithm kind of plays a part in it, unfortunately.
Your recommended? Marvel's Avengers isn't a horrible game, but is pretty generic and isn't that good either.
Or Marvel Avengers is the worst thing
Marvel's
ever.
Avengers should have been great. Marvel's Avengers, why it was a disaster. Marvel's Avengers is still awful. 2023 review. This is
why once I become big chat, I am going to be a master of ethical clickbait. I'm not going to pretend I'm never going to make a video that's like a title that's this diabolical. What you can guarantee is that if I do that, it's going to be, tricked you, nuanced review, no, leave me alone. I wanted you to tug dunk something, Musty. Nuance, grey, a bit of column A, a bit of column B. No, Musty, no. You can guarantee that, chat. You can do that with Moresty right now. I love doing it. I do that with Moresty all the time. And it's fucking hilarious. I love it. Okay. Retro Sofa. Yeah, literally, I love that shit. It's funny. It's funny as hell.
Could not have been released in this state. Marvel Avengers review. Marvel Avengers game
the Retro Sofa strat, literally.
Disappointment. You get the point. We as humans tend to gravitate towards a video if it's more negative. That's just who we are. We love to hate.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise that a video's title being overly negative would garner more attention, which completely evaporates nuanced discussion. I used Marvel's Avengers as an example because my brother played it and said it was pretty decent. Of course, that was his opinion, which I'm now taking as my own, so you can now throw away the last 10 minutes of the video you just watched. But the point...
Just to stop you there, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that if you're clear. If you're clear, it's not your opinion, you're borrowing someone's opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to make that very clear. I genuinely don't think there's anything wrong with that.
To him at least, it wasn't as horrible, spit in the face of God-worthy as people painted it to be. Did it underdeliver? Yes. Were a lot of people disappointed? Definitely. Do I personally think the character designs look like ass? But if the game is bad or not is to your own opinion. None of these people can or should decide that for you.
See, for me, but unfortunately, I have though, Mr. Gazpacho. because Marvel's Avengers led to one of my favorite Oni plays, Let's Plays, on their entire channel. So as a result, I love the game now because it made a legendary Oni play series.
Fortunately, because of algorithms like YouTube's, the videos that get pushed more often than not are the ones that don't have nuanced discussion to them, but more so favor the ones that are either the high end or low end of opinions. X thing is a masterpiece, or Y thing is a disaster. That's not to say whatever people like this talk about aren't necessarily really good or really bad. What I'm saying is, though, is that having opinions only be positive or negative to appeal algorithms immediately squashes actual discussion.
As I said, I think there's a, you're right, no, I think in general, I think you're right. What I would say is that there's definitely, I think there's a difference between like playing the game and making sure your review is part of that too, you know? I feel like somebody could hold their head high by like appealing to the algorithm, but actually making a nuanced review. I think, was it Retro Sofa did it, and I did it with Retro Sofa's video. If you want like 2 examples of exactly that, right? I feel like it's possible, and I feel like the reviewers with a bit of gumption could like balance between the two quite well. But yeah, I think in general, when these videos have these titles and then back up their title with some nonsense, half-baked analysis, I think it definitely does like kind of wash the seas of any sort of nuance. Unfortunately, it's just how it is. It's just unfortunate, really. It's just the nature of things.
Okay, so let's say somebody makes their title really negative or really positive, but then makes the actual video the in-depth coverage.
Oh, I'm interested. What are your thoughts going to be on that, Gazbacha? Because for me, I would say that's the ideal. You bait people in with a clickbait title, but you actually give them a nuanced review. Because if you guys don't know, if you're behind the curtains, and I'm sure if Odyssey Central's here, you can vouch for it too, and any other content creators, generally one of the most difficult parts about a YouTube video is getting people to actually click. More often than not, when someone clicks and they survive like the first 30 seconds, or they stick around for the first 30 seconds, they're normally likely to watch the whole thing. Normally. Or at least like a good chunk of it. Normally that initial click and the initial like 30 seconds is what you have to kind of like sell the person on, right? So generally when you do that, the rest of the review can like, you can kind of be like, haha, now that I've got you seated, it's time for me to give you the nuanced review. Because I know even when I watch YouTube, like if I see a clickable thumbnail, I'm like, oh, that seems interesting, click. And like, the first 30 seconds, I've established that your voice doesn't annoy me and your editing doesn't annoy me either. You know, I'm here. I'm here for most of the video. So that's personally how I like to watch YouTube videos too. So I think that's so I don't mind that personally. I have no qualms with that. I think that's totally fine. If I get tricked into clicking a clickbait video that's actually nuanced, well, that egg's on my face then, really, isn't it?
Unfortunately, that doesn't really help things either.
Really?
People see this massive influx of negative titles and thumbnails about something. Even if they don't watch the actual videos, they're probably still going to internalize different pieces of media as bad or good based off of this alone. Of course...
yeah, I do think so. But I don't think it's the onus is on the individual to affect the perception of a game. I think the onus on the individual is to make the most nuanced review they possibly can. If that is using clickbait to bait people in to understand the nuance, I'm personally okay with that sacrifice. I can understand why you don't. I'm personally okay with that sacrifice, though. I would say that I'm okay with that.
None of this would be a problem if people want another way to experience the media these videos are about. I haven't actually played Marvel's Avengers. On top of the ability to throw a 1-hour-long video discussing a 5-hour-long game in the background, another reason I think stealing YouTubers' opinions is so popular because of the shortening attention spans.
Oh, yes, yes, gamers, I'm here. Yes! It's the part where we get to laugh at you Zoomer fucks. Yes! Fucking hate you Zoomers, okay? Your attention spans are cooked. It's all about your Fortnite. Unironically, I guarantee you there's like at least a good chunk of my audience that'd be like, unironically want me to put Subway Surfers on the side for them. And if you like, remember, I have undiagnosed ADHD. I want to make it very clear. I have it. Okay, I've taken medicine for it, and my brain was fixed. Okay, so I know I have it, even though I've not been diagnosed. All right, even I'm good enough to not do the Subway Surfers. Okay, so if I'm not, you should be too. Okay, you're younger than me. Your brain should be smarter and bigger and sharper than mine. So if you can't do it, you suck, Zoomer. Okay, how about you detox? How about you put some time limits on those apps of yours, huh? Afraid you'll think for your own for once, huh? Afraid you'll think, ooh, I'm gonna be left alone with my thoughts. Good. Stew in those thoughts. Marinate in those thoughts. Let those thoughts turn into ideas. Let those ideas manifest into the life story of you, okay? How about that? How about you don't be afraid for once, huh?
A 20-hour game and thinking for yourself takes so much work, doesn't
True!
it? Don't you just wish there was an easier way? Of course there is. It's called cheating. Look, I get it.
He's zoned out. Fuck you.
All lot of people don't actually have the attention span, or less so the time, to sit down and actually go through movies or shows or games or books. But
when I think I get depressed, hey, you should love yourself now! And stop thinking about those fucking depressed thoughts, alright? How about that? How about that, huh? How about Starlight? Hey, you're gonna call yourself Starlight, but you're not Starbright? How about that, huh? How about you fucking be happy for once? Listen, life's gonna get good for you, okay? I promise.
Actually, this really cool thing you can do called not talking about it. Like, if you want to jump into...
Oh, my bad, sorry, I missed your joke, my bad.
The attention span, or less so the time, to sit down and actually go through movies or shows or games or books. But there's actually this really cool thing you can do called not talking about it. Like, if you want to jump into a conversation about something and all you have to cite for your opinion is somebody else's, you can just say, I heard it was bad.
True, literally! Oh my god, I said the same thing! Round of applause! The video man said the same thing as me! Therefore, the video is amazing now! Literally, wasn't that what I just said earlier? Hey, all you have to do is say, I heard this thing about this thing, because then it makes it seem like, because then you're making it clear, a very clear delineation, that you're not internalizing that opinion as your own. Like, if I was to talk about World of the Wards, I'd be like, oh, I watched the Freddy's video, and he said it sucked, but it was also funny enough for you to watch with someone else. That's my opinion on it. My opinion is Shafril's opinion. That's what it is. Because I watched the video. I haven't watched it myself. Good. I'm glad. You know, I guess I like this video now. You agree with me, therefore.
You know it's bad. But is that always the case? It's always better to go out and get your own thoughts on something instead of just listening.
Yeah, it always, and I hope he touches upon this, it always is better if you go and experience it for yourself. But obviously, sometimes you don't have all the time in the world to experience all the forms of media that you want at least some sort of baseline opinion for. That, and sometimes you might not be that interested. Does that make sense? Like, for example, to continue with Shafrilus, I watched his Smurfs review, right? I was never going to watch the Smurfs. That is a film I was never going to watch. But he said it was like one of the worst things ever made. So yeah, when I hear about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I heard it was fucking terrible. You know what I mean? I'm never watching that film, so I am okay with just like kind of, whenever someone talks about it, I'm like, oh, here's Crabman opinion, and then putting it back on the shelf. I'm okay with that personally. And I think there's room for that too. I hope he mentions that.
Into somebody else's. But Morbius, though. Okay, I'm gonna go off script for a second to deliver a random anecdote that happened to me literally recently.
Oh, yep, here we go.
So you've all probably heard of Madam Web. The film sucked, from what I've heard, and my mom heard the same thing.
Oh, he did the thing, guys. Look, he did the thing in real time. I have watched Madam Web. Yeah, it fucking sucks. By the way, I gave it like 1.5 stars on my letterbox.
Probably heard of Madam Web. The film sucked, from what I've heard, and my mom heard the same thing, but she's a huge Marvel fan and wanted to watch it anyways to form her own opinion. She fucking hated it.
Yeah, it was ass. It was actually so fucking bad. It was genuinely unbelievably bad. I was so bored the whole fucking time. And do you know what fucking pissed me off even more? The product placement was egregious. Normally, like, product placement, I either don't notice it or I'm just like, okay, whatever, get your bag. It's like whenever there's a sponsor in a YouTube video, like I just go, okay, get your bag. But like literally, the fucking, the ending, I don't remember how the ending went exactly, right? But like, fuck, how was it? How did it go? I think it was, they're like fighting on this like dilapidated like building where there's a sign that's about to fucking like fall over, right? And it keeps zooming in on one certain letter. It says one certain letter is going to fall off. It keeps zooming on that one letter. But then, like, the Pepsi... Yes, literally, the Pepsi... That's what... Thank you. It shows another part of the sign. But, of course, for the product placement, it was the Pepsi sign that killed the villain. I'm like, you zoomed in on an entirely other sign for most of the film, right? To show that this was going to be the thing that's going to fall. It's foreshadowing. Ooh. But no, it was the fucking Pepsi sign. That was just genuinely, like, unbelievable to me. I was like, what are we doing here? That's just not the whole fucking film.
Sometimes I think it's honestly okay to just take the word of random strangers when practically everybody on the internet, no matter
whenever it's like more unanimous,
is slamming something due to its quality. I think it's pretty okay to say it sucks. I haven't seen the film Madam Web, and I probably won't because I heard it's garbage. Do I know it's garbage? No, but am I going to waste 2 hours of my time answering that question?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What the fuck do you think? Honestly, I find it hard to blame people who run with others' opinions when they are so monumental like this. When everybody is saying that something is shit, is it really on you for believing them? Not everybody is made of time, so listening to the opinions of others on how you should spend it isn't always a bad thing.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I literally said the same thing. Video Man agrees with me twice. Amazing.
Not everybody has the willpower to sit through an entire movie or game, and they don't want to waste their time throwing it to the chance that it's a good one. So I can see the perspective of somebody who would want to just listen to somebody else's opinion and be done with it. I mean, all things considered, I'm a hypocrite here. My brother said Kraven the Hunter was good. I have a weird fucking brother, but I saw everybody on the internet.
Evidently, huh? Fuck it hell. Thanks so much, Saul.
Remember I watched YouTuber that say Saint Row 1 plus 2 were better than Saint Row plus 4.
Sure.
And after playing them all, I prefer Saint Row 1 plus 2, especially 2.
Exactly. That's why it's important to form your own opinion, Saul. I'm glad you noticed that. Okay. But for me, it was Ocarina of Time. I had my Ocarina of Time moment. You're just Saints Row moment. Thank you.
Internet saying it was bad, so I never gave it a chance. And I probably will never watch Kraven the Hunter because regardless of quality, I just don't really care about the film. But that's not the point. The point is, I think I lost the point. I think I've cemented both sides of the argument now. We have side A that is against the spread of misinformation and demands everybody form their own opinions, and side B that doesn't want to have their time wasted with something they wouldn't enjoy. Instead of choosing a side, I'm going to act like nobody's favorite political position and be more of a centrist on this one.
Oh, boo! Boo! You're supposed to boo! Boo! Fence sitter! Boo! Kill him! Mods! I'm unliking the video. You're supposed to be extreme. No nuance allowed.
What if both of these sides are valid? Yes, I definitely lean stronger towards side A, but I completely understand why somebody would be off to side B. But what is the best solution here? Both of them. Let's say...
I would say the best solution is... personally, what I would say is, if you are somewhat certain that you are going to interact with the media yourself, I would say... interact with yourself and form your own opinion. If it's something that you're only tangentially interested in, that's what reviews are for, right? Because then you can get a review, get a ballpark whether something's interested in you, and then you can go out there and buy it or not buy it, depending on the recommendations. If you notice something that you're never going to interact with, then I would say it probably is worth you saving the time and just watching a review. And then remember, I think the important part is you don't internalize the opinion of the person whose opinion you stole, essentially, or borrow it technically. Remember, it's never your opinion, it's you've heard, okay? That is an important distinction for you to be able to make. And it sounds really silly, but you have to get in the habit of saying, I've heard, or some people said, or read through the grapevine. I think adding that sort of language is very important because then it stops you from just like, without you noticing, internalizing opinions. So that's why I would say the delineation lies for me personally. If you know you're going to buy something or you know you're going to interact with something, interact with yourself. Always interact with yourself. That's the reason why I'm going to buy PLZA. Is it going to be a good game? I don't fucking know. I'm just going to play it and I'm going to form my own opinion on it. And then if I say my opinion to you, you should either take that at face value and go interact with yourself and form your own, or you should either be like, oh, okay, maybe it's not for me, then I'll just take my video man's opinion because I trust his word or whatever. But then again, remember, just make sure you decouple the opinion that you watch from your own, you know? Make sure you do that. I think that's genuinely a very important thing to do.
Something is getting unanimously praised across the board, like Astrobot, for example. It is safe to say that it is a good game, despite the fact that
I have played it, so I can have an opinion on this. It is a fantastic platformer. If you're someone who's genuinely waiting for Mario Galaxy 3, it's right here. It's called Astrobot. I'm not even joking when I say that. Remember, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are some of the best platformers to ever grace this earth. That is the level I am putting Astrobot at. So I would say you should definitely buy it.
I have not played it. I am willing to listen to the unanimous vote, or a game like Cyberpunk 2077 at launch. Everybody hated it, so despite the fact I hadn't played it then, and haven't played it now, it's safe to say it wasn't very good. But what about a game like...
strangely enough, I heard that, I heard that most the reasons it was bad is because of, the unbelievable bugs. I heard the game's actually really solid, now that they've patched it all. That's what I've heard about Cyberpunk, but I need to play it myself, obviously.
Cyberpunk again. People are now saying they fixed a lot of its problems and it's actually really good.
Oh, you said it!
While others are still saying it's bad. In
that's what I heard.
Like this, I say it's best to trust your own word.
Yes!
Go out and play it or watch or read.
Eventually, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to form my own opinion.
If any of it's good for yourself. Video essays here still have merit, though. The YouTuber Skitty Bitty made a video about why they hated Tears of the Kingdom. At this point, I had already played and beaten the game, but still wanted to hear their perspective. And after I was done watching, I still liked Tears of the Kingdom.
Good, yes, good, I'm glad.
Understood a lot of their points and mostly agreed with them, but I still really liked it, and I wouldn't have gotten that perspective if I hadn't listened to its detractors.
I hate this video. What, because it disagrees with you, Drock? Oh, Drock, oh, Drock's doing the thing, Drock's doing the thing, Drock's doing the thing.
And experienced it for myself, which is really what I'm trying to get at through this video. Critiques, video essays, and other people's reviews should refine an opinion, not define one.
Yeah.
While I was writing this video,
hello, chat. Hang on. Grok, is this writing fire? No, I'm not asking Drock. I'm asking Grok. Grok, is this writing fire? It should refine an opinion and not define an opinion. Holy. That is a nice That is a nice way to phrase it, honestly. That is a nice way to phrase it. It should refine the opinion, not define. Yeah, exactly. That's why I always watch reviews and read reviews and watch videos after I'm done. Like, literally, gamers, I've literally practiced what I've preached. How often, gamers, were people asking me, Moresty, you have to watch this person's course ranking. You have to watch this person's course ranking. I'm like, and guess what did I say, chat? I'm not watching anyone's course ranking until I've done my own. Then I'll watch other people's course ranking. I've been very consistent since day. I'm not watching anyone else's video on a thing until I've interacted with the thing myself, you know? Wow. It's why at some point I do want to watch Odyssey Central's, like, ranking every layer, but, like, I need to start writing notes for that, actually. I'm still playing through the game currently, so I don't have any feelings just yet. But yeah, I'm waiting, you know?
I was writing this video, I was really
That's the right thing to do.
If it was pure dog ass or not. So I showed the script to two of my friends to ask their thoughts on it, and one of them actually gave a really good take on the whole thing.
God damn it, all they gave me was this fucking stool.
Hello, very good taker. I'm here to refine your opinions on this matter. What matter? This matter. Matter of fact, the matter doesn't really matter. What matters is that my Butso Pascaccio talking about internalizing opinions here is wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry, can any of you understand a goddamn word?
He is talking a little too fast, unfortunately. Which is weird, because I usually like fast talkers.
He's saying, no, not even slightly. Okay, I think it's fine. Just add some subtitles. No, not over me. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Internalizing opinions isn't an inherently bad thing. You've been doing it all your life. That's how the human brain works. Much as the theoretical you I'm speaking to might like to believe otherwise, you didn't think up your political stance out of thin air. You heard it from someone.
My political opinion is the one that's politically correct, okay? That's my politics are entirely defined by who I'm trolling, okay?
Else. And based upon how much those relate to things other people from way and not so way before that have told you, you've judged how much you agree with that. The important thing, if you ask me, is not to internalize other people's opinions, but to listen to as many different perspectives as you can.
True!
Yes, be critical of what other people say, that should speak for itself, but be also critical of what you say to other people.
True!
Not just in the case of video game opinions, but in life in general. You don't know what prejudice...
Exactly. Sometimes you might say something that you might regret, so you want to say the words immediately. Like Drog, for example. Drog did apologize. I just want to make that clear. But yeah, sometimes you want to make sure that you don't have a knee-jerk reaction, so you don't end up having to eat crow later, you know what I mean? Moresty, what about Trump? Like I said, my opinion depends on who I'm trolling, okay?
This is you hold until the one being prejudiced tells them to you. You might disagree with someone, but you will never know why you disagree until you listen to their disagreements. Objectivity doesn't exist, at least not always. There's no human perfection, no truth by which we as a species can become forever happy with no soul suffering. But you can try to hear out as many opinions as you can, to understand as best as you can. Internalize enough opinions, and you get to your own.
Okay, Mr. Motivational Speaker. Good goddamn, bro. I better see you at the conference next week, man.
Maybe
fucking A.
You'll find that me and Gas really don't disagree at all.
Hey, listen, hey, broski, big leagues that way. Big leagues that way. Get out of here, man.
Well, I actually do disagree with one thing there, and that is that I am human perfection. But honestly, they make up a great argument here. You're always going to get opinions from other people and stuff around you. That's just how our brains work. It's your responsibility to make sure what opinions and values you hold are the truth. Misinformation and fake news is like wildfire nowadays. So if you have an opinion, no matter if it's from a YouTuber, you should make sure it's at least factual.
Yeah,
you should
exactly.
define your own opinions, and you should let others refine them. I defined my own opinions on Tears of the Kingdom, and Skitty's video refined it. That's how I think more people should start approaching others' viewpoints on the web. See them for what they are. Other people's perspectives. It doesn't matter that's...
Hang on. Gaspetro, I can't help but notice something. Brother. Hang on. Can we go back? Mods, can we go back a little bit? Why is it unlisted? Why is this video unlisted, huh? Scared I might like it? Relist the video, okay.
Perspectives. It doesn't matter that some random person didn't like Black Panther. That's completely valid. What matters is defining if you like Black Panther. Everybody's opinion should be taken with a grain of salt. Because sure, some people are out there purely to inform and share what they think, while others may have more nefarious intentions.
That's why I operate under the guise of trust but verify. I want someone to establish like a consistent stream of trust before I start taking their opinions at face value. Like, for example, if I was to say someone like Benjamin, for example, I think he's established just by watching some of his videos, at least some, especially the ones on platformers, he seems like he has a varied palette of 3D platform experience, which makes his opinions come off as a lot more sound than it would some other person. And that's why I take it more so at face value than I would at someone else. I think it's important for someone to build that level of trust first. Is that what Boris said? I trust Albert Boris to fucking rage bait. That's what I trust, okay? I trust Albert rage bait to give me the rage bait. That's what I trust, okay? Scott the Woz is someone as well who I would say whose opinion I trust at face value, because he's established this consistency of having like relatively sound and articulated and researched takes, and I enjoy that, man. Which is why a lot of people like his stash channel, you know, because he just always seems to have like a sound take, regardless, you know what I mean? Even if I agree or disagree with him, I know he's saying it or having articulated in the best way he possibly can. That's how Scott comes off to me, anyway. That's why I like him.
So if there's one opinion you should take from a YouTuber, it's that you shouldn't believe everything you see. Doesn't matter how official it looks, everything's up for scrutiny.
True!
Wait, me saying that kind of invalidates the whole video, doesn't it? I mean, like, I'm a YouTuber telling you how to have opinions.
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit of oxymoron, but I think you get over it.
Hey, you made it to the end of the video. That's so sad.
Oh, thank you. This is the part where the video man condescends me over going, thank you for making it. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you for upping my average view duration. Now the video might hit the algorithm. Thank you so.
If you want to be like one of these cool and epic people you see off to the right, I have memberships you can join for like $1. Or if you're poor, you can just subscribe, which is awesome. I will be hitting 10,000 by the end of this.
Why, you think I'm broke? Why, you call me broke? I have money, okay? Besides, you don't even have memberships, bro! Broski! Where are the memberships? Hang on, how old is this video? 3 years. Hey! Where? Hey, where? What's going on?
Year, and you will be helping me get there. And if you didn't like anything about
You already hit it! Why are you yelling at me? You already hit it!
this video, please tell me. Please, I'm serious.
looking
I will
at.
read them.
Anyway, I'm kind of being a dick because the video was just really good. I'll be real. I'll be real with you. It was just one of the... You know, listen, Gasbad Show. The best to ever do it, chat. You have to give it to him. You have to give it to him. Stand up, gamers. Give him his standing ovation that he deserves. Genuinely and I'm not even, and honestly, I'm not even doing the the video man agrees with me therefore. I genuinely think not only was your presentation great, and I think your style was very enamoring. I think you articulate all your thoughts very well. The video is paced fantastically. I think overall you deserve the 10,000 subscribers. I think you really do. And I think that you have I will be watching your career with great interest. Don't worry about that, broski. So, how about we look at the comments as well to round this out and see if we get any good takes over there, all right? Let's have a look. Let's see what the comments had to say, huh? Oh my god, thank you so much for the shout out. Oh my god, Skitty B, the hater, the absolute hater themselves, huh? The define refine line is gold. Absolutely, you need a good line if you're gonna be a good. Wow, this YouTuber gave me an opinion too. From what I've seen, it's usually like this. That's a opinion. Did the YouTuber give it to you? Person who got their opinion from Twitter or Reddit? True, but like it's fun. It's just funny slander. I'll be real with you, man. It's just really funny slander to say that to people. The funny thing, Shaffelli is almost actively aware of this behavior within his community, is actively discouraged and mock those people. He kind of does, doesn't he? He makes fun of it. I think even in was it course ranking video, he makes fun of him. He needs to make fun of him more. I'll be real with you. He needs to make fun of him more. That's what he needs to do. He even ran about this in the last Jedi. I think he ran about his Mario Kart World one as well. He needs to fucking, his editor did as well. Yeah, he needs to, bro, he needs to dunk on his audience. Listen, obviously the cardinal rule of YouTube is don't shit on your fans, right? But like, I feel like sometimes you just gotta hit them with the, you know what I mean? You gotta hit them with every now and again, just to keep them in their place, you know? Sometimes you gotta get, even Odyssey Central knows, like sometimes you gotta keep those Minecraft kiddies in their place. Sometimes you gotta hit them with a, I didn't play this shit since before you were born, son, okay? I was funny guy 1-4, what, I forgot what the numbers were. I was funny guy, okay? Something you'll never be. No, you gotta hit them with, Cybow every now and again, you know what I mean? Where's the image? Where's the image? I don't have the image at hand, but you gotta hit them with the Cybow chat. You gotta hit them with the Sir Musty Cybow image. That's what you gotta do. Did a YouTuber give you that opinion? Yes. Did a Redditor give you that personality? Ooh. Zinger. Get zinged, bro. As a huge Steven Universe fan on that video, I was fighting for my life. Sorry to him. I'm sorry to hear. I have it on hand. Send it to me. Post in Musty images again. Where is it? Oh, good heavens. Is this what the quality of the stream was like earlier? Fucking hell, YouTube was cooked. YouTube was fucking cooked, lad. YTSs are bad, got it. Thank you for this opinion. I will now misinterpret and internalize as my own. Real! Yeah, again, sometimes you got hit with one of these, chat. This is my reaction image. What once, chat, in my life, I'm gonna see a reply to one of my tweets so diabolical, I'm gonna reply to them with one of these. I'm gonna hit him with a sidebow, you know? Has to be. Absolutely has to be. I just realized your entire setup is cardboard stickers and with your phone. Oh, is this phone as a screen? And the one on the right is a separate, different. Oh, that's actually really cool. Listen, man. I'm not quite. Listen, I'm complimenting you too much, okay? Yeah, the setup's okay. All right, the setup's all right. My pipeline of video essays tends to go like this. I watch or play show, movie, game. I'm curious about the piece spinning and ADHD stimulator, so I watch the video essay while working. I completely forget the points raised in the video because aforementioned ADHD, and I kept my own opinions anyways. I don't doubt I've probably done this too. Yeah, maybe. I don't doubt that for a second. I hope I never get Oxygen so toxic. I have to publicly call him out. I think that's why I feel like I do a very good job culling those idiots. I feel like I genuinely think I do an amazing job. I'm gonna glaze myself. I think I genuinely do an amazing job culling those idiots. The moment I see someone like talking shit, I'm just like, you're gone, bro. No second chances. You're at the pub, man. I'm not dealing with you people. I ain't dealing with you people, broski. I'm too old for this shit, man. Either talk to me like a normal human being or just go home, man. I ain't dealing with you. When I see a movie critic mark it as bad, but the audience marks it as good, it makes me happy because people are enjoying the experience rather than going to the experts. I'd say that's a decent thing, yeah. I can't wait to parrot this video. Okay, I get it. I hate the whole it's a masterpiece or garbage side of media criticism to the point where I instinctively click don't recommend when I see a video with that title. Good things can still have flaws and bad things can still have the merits, but so much of the nuance is missed when you go to the extremes. Again, I understand this, but for me, I can give a video at a time of day, you know? I'm kind of guilty of this, taking other people's opinions and making them my own. However, I do have a few opinions that are similar to others, but they are my own, so I have my own reason. Yeah, I think we're all kind of guilty of this at some point. Streamer calling that bad chat is funny. It is kind of funny. It's one of those things you don't want to do too much, because again, it gets a bit much if you do a bit too much, you know? But every now and again, I like to hit a dodgy chat member with a sidebow, you know what I mean? That's how it goes. The fact that you watched the whole Steven Universe just to see how good it was. Well, because you know what? I wanted to watch like the first season, but then I was like, do you know what? The show is like funny. The show's good. Literally, I was just gonna watch the first season and I would have watched the video essay then. But the show I was interested. I was like, oh shit, fuck it, let's keep watching, you know? After I very badly spent youth and the worst corners of the internet, I learned the hard way to distrust everything online unless there's evidence. I think part of this is something that changes with age too. Yeah, same. I don't think I grew up with anything crazy on the internet. It's just, I don't know, I'm just naturally just distrusting of people's claims without evidence, you know? And I don't even think there's like a story I can, like, obviously other than Ocarina of Time 3D, there isn't like a big major life story that I can like pin my mindset to. It's just, I don't, I'm like, why would you say this? What incentive do you have to say this? It's the money. Is it the money? I think it's the money. I bet it's the money, Batman. My favorite types of fans are the ones that don't blindly follow what I say and still form their own opinions. The ones that blindly follow tend to take my opinion further to extremes than I. Yeah, definitely. YouTube hiding dislikes doesn't help. Yeah, it doesn't help neither, honestly. It's really is a shame. Let's see some of the newest ones. Seems like most of the top comments are agreeing with him. Thanks is my classic. Thanks is my opinion. Is this an Arlo reference? Hang on.
What about video essays that are longer?
No, that's not Arlo reference. It's just showing Arlo. That's just showing Arlo, but sure. Arlo reference, I suppose. I suppose you're right with that. Motherfuckers gatekeeping opinions now. Get out of here, Clippy. No one cares. I like Loki. Critical critique is always bad. I disagree. You're not upvote. You know what I mean? I like that. Thank you for the classic. It's all just thank you for the opinion, isn't it? That's all the comments are. I watched the Superman movie. Ignored the critic reviews. And I enjoyed it. I'm glad. I'm so happy for you, okay? I'm so happy, honestly. I'm so happy you formed your own take. Someone's gonna make this their opinion. It's just, that's what the comments. It's an easy joke to make, so I get it. All right, we're not gonna see any nonsense here today. Either way, I think we'll wrap up the Bravo 6 segment there. Closing thoughts. Absolute gazpacho cinema, boys. He's one of the good. Okay, he's one of the good ones. Okay, I'm glad this video was good, so that not only do I have someone else to watch whose opinions I can steal, but I can finally beat the mean allegations. Finally, The people on the line will leave me alone until next time, and then people will come back. That's how it goes. But either way, Gazpacho, best of luck to you, brother, and we'll leave it there.